What's up everyone, Game Master 468 here for the next part of my Kidz 64 walkthrough. If you remember from last time, we completed the bonus level, Anxiety Tower, which you unlock for getting almost all of the XP that there is to collect in the game. We went through this level, and this would normally be the 100% completion reward. If you get this level, you would get 100% completion after you get all the other XP, complete the normal level, and also beat this bonus level, which would get you up to 100% completion. But that's not all the optional side stuff there is left to do in this game yet, because you also might remember that while we were in there, we found these mysterious screws that are inside that level. We found one about partial way through the level, it was like towards the beginning. Near this wall here, where we had the digging challenge. And then there's also one at the very end of the level, at the very top. What do those screws do? Well, we can find our answer, in Wallace Hollow, as all things do, apparently. Well, everything goes back to Wallace Hollow, at some point, or at one point or another. So we head inside here. We need to use those screws for an optional side area that you get for getting all of the screws. Yes, so those screws are called void screws. They're yet another collectible in this game, and they're completely optional. They're not required for progressing through the game or anything. You can just completely ignore them if you don't care about 110% completion. But, you know, this is a walkthrough, so I'm going to show you 110% completion, because I'm cool like that. So, we're here on Wallace Hollow, and we need to use those void screws in an optional side area. How do we find this optional side area? Well, you might remember that when we were at the top of that area, we had these little question mark looking things. To the right, there was like a full question mark, but to the left, there was a question mark without the little punctuation thing at the very bottom. This is a hint to tell you where the location of this mysterious void screw room is. And if we go here on Wallace Hollow, you might remember we have this little center pillar thing that we kept revisiting over and over, with this little digging challenge here. And what do we see here at this digging challenge? This little dirt thing kind of forms a question mark, and there's no punctuation at the bottom. Well, how about we create a punctuation by blowing a hole inside it and creating a hole in the wall. There we go! Alright, so opening that up will give us access to a secret area. Some other place. Ooh. So what awaits us here? Well, in order to find out, we have to get rid of these little invisible walls here, or these force fields, to get through here. And the only way to get rid of these force fields is by using our void screws. You screw those in, and you will open up doors, allowing you to get deeper and deeper into this mysterious place. So, in order to access the full area here, we're going to have to collect all 11 void screws in this game. We found the first two already in the Anxiety Tower area. The third one is here. As you can see, we have all these polka dots on the wall, but this one's blue, just like the void screws. So if we head bash it, it unlocks a hidden panel in the wall, giving us access to our third void screw. There's 11 void screws in all, so what do you say we go through and find every single one of them? Back here in the tutorial level, there are 3 void screws to find here. So the thing about these void screws is they're kind of hidden in kind of super duper obscure places. You're gonna see an example of that right off the bat. So what we gotta do, we need to go behind here, and there's a little tiny little slant here that barely forms a gap underneath this totem. If we do a little dig here, then go right inside, yeah, you go inside a little secret area there. Kind of hard to see that, but it's there. There you go, and then we climb to the top of this little totem pole. We have our 4th void screw right here. Ooh. There we go. Alright, so, yeah, so, I don't blame you if you don't really want to go for 110% completion, because they go for, like, this super duper old school level of like just like super cryptic ways of finding these last remaining collectibles. It's very cryptic. I had to like, I literally had to look up a walkthrough myself to find all of them. It's some cryptic stuff, but yeah. I don't know why I'm doing this yet. That's not the one I want to get quite yet. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Yeah, so very cryptic stuff there. Luckily, good old Game Master here is going to show you how it's done, and show you where all the locations are. We're back here in this section of the level. You might remember we had to push this little bookcase here to get this little XP cube, in this section. But this time, we're gonna push this, bookcase all the way to the other side of the room here. And you might remember, or not remember, but you might notice, rather, now we look up at the ceiling panels, everything looks great, it's all good and stuff, but this one's kind of weird looking. This one's kind of like at a slant. It's not quite correct like all these other ones here. Well, that's where our next void screw is. We have to climb to the top of this bookcase, then do a little head bash to break open the panel and giving us access to this area. And here's a little tutorial thing that tells you about the void screws. I guess this is the one that they intended you to get first. This is what some people call a void screw. I don't know who these people are, or how I know that. I also don't even know what these are, or what these are even for, but they are very hard to find. You might have to hurt yourself to find them. I wouldn't want that to happen, so please just forget about these things. Nope, too late. We're in too deep, Alexis. It's too late now. You can't change our trajectory. We're in too deep now. We're at 100% completion. I'm not gonna settle for just 100%. I'm not gonna settle for 102%. We're going for the whole way, baby. Yeah! So now we're gonna go over to this area, the one I was about to walk to before, and then changed my mind last second. Alright, so the next location of this void screw, we actually have to go out of bounds to get to it. That's right. This little barred off area, you'd think there might be like an invisible wall here to prevent you from like getting over here. Nope. You can actually jump over this fence and get out of bounds. And the way to do that is to climb up to this pipe and jump over here, do a little head bash to get over this fence. But the game dev gods don't like that, so you gotta very quickly dig through here, go around this corner as quickly as possible, as this boat is gonna be chasing you really, really quickly. Get through this hole here, and okay, phew, alright. Got hit there a little bit, but that's okay, we got it, alright. If you're not quick enough, the bubble will suck you inside of, well, itself, apparently. And then, you won't be able to escape, and then you'll just die, very slowly. So, make your way here as quickly as possible. I also recommend you, like, run a few steps forward first before you dig, because there's, like, a little piece of, like, concrete that you can't dig through. So run ahead first, and then dig. Make a habit of doing that, because, like, if you do that head bash thing into the concrete, you're not gonna have enough time to get to this section before the bubble catches up to you. So, keep that in mind. Now we're gonna do a little head bash here, do some wall jumps, do another head bash, another wall jump, one more head bash, and there we go. Here's our next void screw, and that's the final void screw of this tutorial section here. There we are. Alright, let's get out of here. Now the rest of the void screws are going to be here in Wallow's Hollow, as all things seem to come back to eventually, at some point, I guess. It always comes back to Wallow's Hollow. Alright, so the next void screw I'm going to be going after is behind this door, but it doesn't look like it will open. Yeah, the door is locked from the inside. So how are we going to get in here? Well, we go over here. You can see that there's a little hole inside here that takes you to that section that the door is behind. In order to do that, we're going to do a wall jump here and jump onto this signpost. Then we can do a little head bash to jump up here inside this hole. Here we are. Out of order. You're out of order. What are you talking about? You shut your face. Alright, here's the next void screw. There we go. Alright. void screw number 6, which is really 7 for us because I used that one earlier, so there you go. Alright, now, what are we doing next? Well, next we have to do this little section again. You might remember this little platforming challenge that we had to do to get up to the drill platform. We're gonna be doing all of this again, just like we did last time, but we're gonna do one little thing different at the very end of this challenge. So right here, with this bat that's at the top of this pole here, pay close attention to this guy. What we gotta do, we're gonna jump on the bat, just like normal. He's gonna take us up to the drill platform. And then he's gonna drop us off here, eventually, automatically. But once he does, very quickly run around, run to the edge here, and then grab him again. And then jump off and then grab this bat. Very quickly. And then he's gonna take us up to this random platform all the way at the top of the sky here. So high up we can see the edge of the world, basically. Oh, and I can't even look at it. Oh, man. But you can see it. You saw it for a second. It was literally the edge of the entire map. So, do that. Then we can unscrew this, giving us access to our next void screw. And we got a nice little mattress here right at the bottom, so we don't even take any fall damage. Isn't that nice? How very considerate. Next, we have to head back inside the church. We have to do that big, long platforming challenge again to get to the very top. Hey, what do we got here? Okay, sweetie, we can switch seats now.
Really? Now?
Gosh darn it. Yeah, all the owls are gone, so we do have to do this whole, platforming section again, and I am going to cut that out, but there is one little thing I want to show first real quick. Now that you've defeated Olo and got rid of the owls and they're no longer controlling the town, all of the owls that were here pooping out all the pigs, they've now been replaced by bubbles, and they'll always be in the correct position once you enter. So you don't have to do any of that, like, head bashing the owl to get them in the right spot. They'll all just be in the right spot right off the bat. So, there we go. That's a neat little difference, once you complete the main plot part of this game. That's pretty neat. Now we're gonna make our way all the way up to the top here. You might remember this is where we got that XP cube on the roof of the church. But once we get over here, you can see we have some pipes down there that we need to grab. This is a bit of a tricky one to get. There we go. Luckily our head bash keeps Sev from sliding off the pole. And then they want you to do some craziness where you jump over to this ledge and then slide down the wall and then wall jump and then grab that. I'm gonna do, that instead. I guess it's way easier. So there we go. Alright, that's our next void screw there. Next, we need to head back inside the tree, where we fought Olo. But this time we're going to be heading inside without mirroring the world this time. This is very important. Every other time we entered this world, this area, we had to go into it mirrored. So we had to use the music box to get rid of Olo. And the only way to do that is to turn the music box while the world is mirrored. But now that Olo isn't here, now we can access the tree whenever we want to. And now that we can, we're going to go inside in the normal way. No, not mirroring the world whatsoever. Now remember that normally when we mirror the world, the cranks serve the reverse function that they normally would if you were turning them in the normal world. The same thing applies to this crank here. Normally, if we turned this crank in the mirrored world, it would turn this platform up so we can get up to that platform there. But now that we're in the unmirrored version of the tree, if we turn it now, it will give us some platforms that we need to use to get to our next void screw. Alright, so I'm gonna do this really quick. This little snippety bug's in a really jerkish place. This range is crazy. You're not careful, but that's okay. We did that to easily avoid him. Jump up these bubbles. Dude. Sorry, I'm not talking here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's like a really long, like, endurance run, basically, with platforming. You have to do that in one swoop. no brakes whatsoever, bro. So there we go. Alright, so that is our next void screw. Now that leaves us with only one more void screw that we need to get before we can access the full extent of the some other place location. And to do that, we have to go on a bit of a detour to get this last screw. Let me show you what we're trying to accomplish first. So in here, inside the crypt where we got that disco ball, right over here, this is where the last void screw is. It's behind this wall panel here. But we don't have a screw to open it up like the other wall panels we've seen. So what we gotta do, well, if we pay close attention here, we have these 3 icons here, and they all look like fish. Alright, now it's not talking about the fish we have to head bash and stuff. This is referring to the deadly fish that we've seen a handful of times. We've seen some outside near the graveyard, and we've seen some out inside the tree. What we gotta do, we need to actually destroy all 3 fish in order to unlock this final wall panel. So if you've been paying close attention to where those fish are, because we need to go on a fish hunt now. We're going fishing, boys. We're going fishing. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna destroy every single last fish in this entire area. The first fish, like I said before, is in the graveyard. It is... Let's see if we can find him. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he hiding? He's right... Oh my gosh, he's all the way around. There he is. Right there, guarding that area. And in order to destroy the fish, we need to actually get a bomb bird. Alright, so remember what Alexis said when she said that you might get hurt trying to get all these, get all the void screws? I think she might have been referring to this void screw specifically, because what you gotta do to destroy the fish, you get the bomb bird, and you just gotta swim right into the fish and blow yourself up, basically, to destroy the fish. You can't shoot bomb birds while you're underwater, so the only way to blow up the bomb bird otherwise is to just swim directly into the fish and have it blow up that way. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun. So that's the first fish right there. And then the other 2 fish are both here inside of the tree. We have that one there, and then there's another one right there. Okay. Oh, right next to the where we need the bomb bird. Sweet. Okay. Let's get that one first then. Let's get this guy. Hop on down. There we are. Blow you up. There we go. That's one down. Alright, and all we need is one more. Alright, let's get this over here. Let's see, I forget which direction is quicker to get this last one. Let's just eyeball it and see. Here we go. Okay, I guess it's faster. Here we go. Boop! There we go. That's all 3 fish destroyed. Now, if we head back inside the crypt, you can see here that all those 3 fish icons are now glowing, indicating that we've destroyed them. And now we approach the panel. There we go. Our 11th and final void screw. There we go. Those are all the void screws to collect in the entire game. So that means that now we can access the rest of this area. Let's make our way through here with our void screws in hand, and let's see what awaits us. Put one in here. Here we are. Alright, so what we got here? This is basically just a big, giant secret area. We have a few things that we can check out here, or along the way to the 110% completion ending. Grab this, because we do also have a bonus ending here. The reason why I decided to get this one first is because it doesn't really, like, conclude the story in any way. It's just like a goofy, like, kind of joke thing. That's just there for the fun of it. So that's why I decided to do this first before doing the normal ending, if you're wondering. Is because it doesn't really conclude the main plot at all. It's just a goofy side thing. So, there we go. So here's one of the things that you can get here. Here in the, in this other place. If we go here, wear green headband and shirt. Whoa! We've changed clothes! Now we're a slightly different shade! Whoa! Instead of being blood red, we're vomit green! Oh, that's awesome, dude. Alright. What do we got here? I think I'll focus on that in just a second. Not gonna worry about that right now. Let's go over here for now. Alright, what do we got here? We have ourselves a little challenge here. As you can see, we have 2 void screws we need to screw in order to open this door. And we need to do 2 different pathways to do it. We got this one right here. Head bash this. And go over here. Screw this in. There we go. That only gets rid of one of the invisible force fields. We don't have to... I don't know why I keep calling them invisible. Invisible implies we can't see them, but you can clearly see them. You have eyes. Like, so I don't know why I keep saying that. Alright, so we have to go climb back up to get to that second screw. So we need to jump down here. If we go down here, this will give us a little shortcut back to the beginning of the area. There we go. We need to jump back here. You can just do... there we go. Need to get back to that door easily. You can just do that to get over here without having to do the entire section again. So that's pretty cool. Now let's head back over here. We're gonna head on back. We're gonna head on to the right pathway this time. Whoops! Accidentally hit no. Get rid of that. 2, 3, 4. Heck yeah! Alright, we're gonna head on over this way, I think. Whoa. Actually, no, we won't do that yet. We're gonna instead do... this, back here. Boop. Alright, we gotta go into this little hole here. Which will get us to the top of this structure. There's a little pipe we can climb on. Have a vending machine here, which is great, because I need to refill some of that health I lost falling off that pipe. Alright, and then we have this here. This is kind of a pain in the butt to do. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, there we go. I did it first try. That jump can be kind of awkward sometimes to do. I've felt that, like, multiple times. But luckily I did it first try that time, so that's good. There we go. Alright, so that gives us access to this area. We can head on over here. Wall jump here. And this is what I was trying to avoid earlier. As you can see, we have a force field here, and we need to turn on 4 lights in order to do it. So if you remember from the previous video in Anxiety Tower, we had to hit like a glowing cube with the spring chicken that I'm going to keep calling it because it's funny. We had to use the spring chicken to hit those glowing cubes. We also saw something kind of similar in one of the challenge mirrors. So what we gotta do that. We have to go around, we need to look for 4 cubes to activate, which will give us access to that final door there so we can see the true ending. So in order to do that, I'm going to head on back here to the left platform again, and now I'm going to actually do what I was avoiding before. I'm going to do it for realsies this time. Here we are, near the green headband thing. Alright, this wall jump section here. We're going to do this, and he failed. Okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes that last wall jump panel just doesn't work for some reason. That's fun. There we go, that's how it worked. There we go. Again, I like to zoom the camera out. I don't know if that actually helps, but I do it just because I don't know, it seems to help me do it easier. I don't know why, but I don't know, it's probably just a thing in my head, and it probably doesn't help at all, but that's what I do. I like to zoom the camera out to help with those wall jumps a little bit better. But there was the first cube there. The second one is over here. There we go. Now we're gonna do this part. Let's screw this in. Alright, we have ourselves a little diving platform here. There's our second cube right there. So let's go around here. We're gonna have ourselves a fun time. Alright, we're gonna have to go to the very edge of this in order for the bouncing to actually count. There we go. Do a little ground pound, and yeah! Oh yeah, I give that a 7. That's a 7 out of 10 dive there. I'd say that's pretty good stuff. Speaking of diving, we have a little hidden tunnel here. So if we go through this, and not get stuck on walls, preferably, that'd be nice. We have ourselves some more dream elixir. Oh, drink Mega Dream Soda. Whoa! Oh yeah, and there we go. That's our second and final health upgrade of this game. Giving us a grand total of like... I wasn't paying attention. Maybe 7 hit points, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But we have max health now. That's the important thing. Now we have all the health that we can possibly get in this game. So, there we go. All 2 health upgrades. Alright, so back here at this store here, we have 2 pathways here, which will lead to 2 cubes. I'm going to start with the left one because it's the easier of the 2. Let's go over here. We have ourselves a little door. And this takes us to 2010? The year I started my YouTube channel? What the hey, bro? What are we doing here? I mean, 2010 looks kind of weird, honestly. It's a lot weirder than I remember it. I don't remember it looking quite like this, but, wow. Look, man, 2010, guys. Isn't this crazy? Oh, man, I got a random block here for, like, literally no reason. Like, that's neat. Man, we got some low-poly trees. Sweetness. What we got over here? We got a cute little bird guy just over here chilling. What's up? Oh man. I wouldn't mind staying in 2010 forever. Wouldn't you? Nah, 2010 still sucked. It used to be in 1998. Aren't you supposed to be 14 years old? How'd you know that? I don't know. Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. Okay, alrighty, there's the cube up here on top of this block. Right, if I can jump up correctly, that'd be great. Okay, come on. Come on, Civ. Come on, Civ. Up this oh my word, what is happening? Thank you, there we go. Okay, got it. There's the cube right there. Alright, 1 more to go. Get out here. Run all the way over here. Alright, now for this last one, this one's very important. So this one, you need to get level 6 to access. So that means you need to collect all of the XP in the entire game in order to access this area. So basically you do need to get 100% completion to access this area at all. So there you go. Luckily, we have accessed 100% completion. So we can open this door. And what's inside? It's the test zone, boys! That's right! No need to do any ROM hacks to access this area. We have the prototype area for this game, which is really cool. The inner inspiring game developer in me is really geeking out over this area. Yeah, it's really cool that he like turned the test area into like a full-on level. Which is pretty cool. So what do we gotta do? So we collected that. There's a bunch of these cubes here all over the place. We need to collect all of them, and that will make the final cube that we need to activate appear, which is pretty cool. I recommend you start with the hardest ones first, and the hardest ones I say are this one over here, because it's over a gap that you can easily fall off of. There we go. Do a little dig to get this. There we go. Owie! There we go, there's that one, and then the next hardest one is, let's get away from him, first of all. He has cooties, and I don't want that. I'm going to stay far away from me as possible. I guess we'll get that one on the way, why not? that one around the little hovering thing. Alright, the second hardest one, I guess, I guess that one's not hard, but it's still kind of risky. Let's get that one up there. We need to bash these owls to get them in position. Let's also get rid of this guy while we're here, just because he can. Just because he kind of looked at me funny, and I don't want that. I want him to stay as far away from me as possible. We have random lava here for some reason. Well, I guess I know why. Test area. I gotta test if lava works. So, there we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, get that one. Jump up here. Very nice. Get this. There we go. Awesome. Alright, and the third hardest one is Owie. Is over here. We need to turn this crank. And when we do, this platform's gonna pull out, but only for a limited time. So we need to hurry. Let's go through this way really quick. There's also a cube here that we can get along the way. Let's get that. Very nice. And there we are, made it to the other side. And to get this cube, we need to head past this a bunch of times to push it to the other side. Let's jump up here. There we go. Alright, now let's make it back by turning this crank to get back over there. And this platform's gonna slowly recede backwards, so remember to jump to get over there. And there we go. So I recommend you get those first, because the very jerkish thing about this area is that if you die, or fall off the edge, or whatever, you gotta collect all of the cubes all over again. They don't save the cubes that you collected in this area. So, if you fall off, you gotta do it all again. All the way from the beginning. So, I recommend you, get the tedious ones out of the way first, because those are the ones that are, like, the most prone to, like, falling off and messing up or whatever. So I recommend just get that out of the way first, so you can get the hardest ones out of the way early, and then you can have pretty smooth sailing from that point forward. So, there you go. Alright, let's get this one, just because it's in my general vicinity, so I'm just gonna grab that. There we go. Hey, skip the wall jump platform. Hey, grab that. Alright, and there's another one down here. There we go. Get this. There's another cube right here, and then there's another one inside this chest over here. Okay. So making sure I wasn't missing any first. Alright, there's one inside this chest right here. Awesome. Okay. Alright, next, we're gonna need a bomb bird for this one over here, so let's get that really quick. There's a bomb bird right here. There's also one inside this cube here, so we'll get that first, because it's closer. Let's blow open that. Grab this on the way. And then the next cube is up here. There we go. There we go, grab that. Alright, another one in here. We open this up. Get this. Pull out this. Get that cube. Alright. Pull this up. And they want you to push the this block in, but I'm gonna ledge grab it instead, just because it's easier and and quicker, I guess. There we go. Alright. What do I want to go after next? I think the next ones I want to go after are... Take a look around here. Okay, I think what I want to go after next are these ones in here. This one's pretty straightforward. You just gotta turn this crank to open this door. Now open this up. For this last one, we're gonna have to push some buttons. Let's see, where are they? Over here. So we have some, like, test buttons here that he uses, I guess, to, like, I guess he used this to, like, test, like, trigger events and stuff. So you push this, and it makes this block move over here. I think if you push it again, it's gonna move in the opposite direction, yep. Yeah, just some simple stuff to test, like, just, event triggers. And all that stuff. That one tests the camera trigger, pretty cool. This one, I think, turns... This one seems to do nothing. I'm not really sure what this one's supposed to do, but, hang on, wait, what if I... Maybe if I turn this first? And then I push this? No, okay, I have no idea what that button's supposed to do, then. That one just seems to just be there for the sake of it. Anyway, so the button that we want to push is this last one here. And that will open that door there. Once I find it. Here we go, this way. Alright, open this up. There we go. Alright, and there's one more little button trigger thing we have to push. Alright, hang on, before we do that. Owie! Before we do that, let's jump up here. Get that one, just because it's closer. There we go. Alright, so now we have another button here, which will slide this block down to get up to this one. And this one's a timed one, so you gotta get up here really, really quickly. Over here, do a little head bash. And there we go. Easy peasy. Alright, we're almost done. We're almost done, guys. Alright. Alright, next we're gonna head bash these bubbles. So we can get up here. Whoopsie. Let's try that again. Boop. Boop. Get on the swingy pole. Grab that. There we go. Alright, I think we're down to our last 3 at this point, if I'm remembering correctly. All these last ones are gonna be here in this water area. Let's grab this pole. Get that. Climb up this thing. Get that. And then the last one, we gotta dive underwater. And there we go. Does it make that green ball appear? Maybe that's what that other button does. I don't think that was there before. Maybe that's what that does. Maybe. I don't know. Leave in the comments below what you think that button does. Maybe I'm blind and I didn't see that appear until it was too late, but whatever. Anyway, we got all the cubes there. There's our final cube we need to activate to access the final area. There we go. Now, with all of those cubes activated, we can head on over here. And this door will open. Sweet. Alrighty. And here we go, our final screw. There we go. Alrighty. I think there's another headband thing we can get. Or there was. Okay, there was also like a blue one somewhere. I might have passed it somewhere, but there's another like headband costume thing you can get that makes you blue. So there's that, I guess. I might have passed it and just didn't notice it. I don't know. But, yeah, so there's that. Now we have this final stretch here. We have a little platform we gotta do to get all the way to the top. Doop, doop, doop. Let's make our way through here. Doop, doop, doop. Heh, heh. Do a little wall jumping, and here we go, guys. We made it to the top. Let's see what our 110% reward is. What do we got? Whoa! Yo, boy, this is Dog God. Congratulations on doing every one of the things. Here is your complimentary grilled cheese. What? Grilled cheese? That's it? Didn't Sev want some nachos? That's not even what he wanted, dude. Grilled cheese, but I want it. Yeah, well, it's close enough. Oh. Yeah, we got grilled cheese and we didn't even get any nachos. What a ripoff, guys. Yeah, there's your 110% reward. It says 90%, but that's because we didn't get, like, the normal ending and do, like, the actual final level of the game. But if you did, that there would, where it says beaten would say yes. And then when you get that then it will shoot up to 110%. So, trust me, we did get 110% completion. We did do it, guys. We got it. So, there you have it, guys. That is every single last optional thing that there is to do in this game. We got all of the XP, got ourselves up to level 6. We did the Anxiety Tower, the secret bonus level of the game. Got all of the Void Screws, and made our way through the mysterious other place to talk to the Dog God and got ourselves a grilled cheese, thus giving us 110% completion. We have done everything there is to do in this game. Everything except for one. It's finally time to go through this mysterious door and try to wake ourselves up from this crazy dream. And also, maybe finally, give Seb some stinking nachos. Because this poor boy deserves it after everything he's gone through. So, we will be doing that in the next and final video of my Corn Kidz 64 walkthrough. See you then, everyone.